everyone, and welcome back to Women Warriors of the Word. I'm Nikki 1K, and you found 5 minutes of faith. It's such an exciting journey with the Lord. It's such a release to know that it's not a race, that it is not a competition, that it is a personal interaction and relationship with God. And so often we have a tendency to take the relationships that we've had with people, their interactions with us, and even sometimes the unspoken interactions that we have with them, and then we transport those into our relationship with Jesus. But the beautiful thing, and one of the first things I want you to encourage you to grasp into in faith as you walk out your journey with Jesus, as you build into this precious relationship, as you choose faith over your emotions, as you choose faith and Jesus over the temptations and trials of this world, as you choose to press into what God says in His Word over what people have said over your world, to know that God does not wear man's face. God does not speak in the tones that men and women speak. God does not give sarcastic sighs. God does not roll His eyes. God does not gossip behind your back. Gossip does not reveal your deepest secrets and wounds. God protects and God loves. He is the trueness of love and an Abba protector that no man could ever be. So when we go into acts of faith, when we go into the territory that God is calling us into, when we choose to say, God, I don't understand why or exactly where you are leading me, but I trust that it is you. And we can trust that we know that it is Him because He always is accountable to His own word. God will never tell you or ask you to do something that goes against His word. So if you are tempted to have sex with that man or that is not your husband, that is not God saying it's okay. If you're tempted to spend beyond your means, that is not God saying it's okay. If you're tempted to gossip, that is not God saying go tell that person. God tells us things that align in His word. But He does not always ask us to do things that align with logic. And when God asks you to do something that doesn't align with logic, people often have something to say. Or they have nothing to say, but they have a sigh or a roll of the eyes or the that we sometimes hear from someone. And I want to encourage you that that is not God's voice, and don't let those voices determine whether or not you act in faith. Just because another human being doesn't understand what God is asking you to do, don't let that deter your faith that you heard from God. Is it true? Is it kind? Is it necessary? Does it align with the scriptures? Does it edify the body? Does it bring a positive light to others that are seeking Jesus? If those answers are yes, then take a leap of faith. It doesn't matter what men and women think. It matters whether or not we obey God. Faith is not an action that we do to please men and women. It's an action that we do to honor God. And faith is not logic. If it was logical, if it made sense, it wouldn't be faith. Then it would just be the logical next thing to do. But when we look through the scriptures and we read what God asked men and women of the Bible to do, never was it based on logic. David slew the Goliath in faith. Abram became Abraham because of faith. Moses led the Israelites out of Egypt because of faith. Joshua conquered Jericho because of faith. Deborah led the people because of faith. Gideon led the people and became a warrior because of faith. It wasn't because it was the logical next thing to do. So don't let logic rob you of your faith steps. And don't let the size, comments, and opinions of others rob you from what God has for you on your next step of faith. Walk by faith. Until next time, choose faith.